So, I was at a yard sale the other day and I saw this snowblower for 50 bucks and I could not believe it. I could not give them my money fast enough. And then I got home, put it in my backyard, looked at it and realized I already got a snowblower. I didn't need a snowblower. Two wheels and a motor, that's enough to make a mini bike. So, let's see what this will turn into. I cut the sides off the blower, the bucket, and this is the both of them. They're overlapping like 2 inches, inch and a half or something. But that's a pretty rad fender. I think I'm gonna remove this because I'm gonna need, in here it's gonna be like the pulley system, and I'm gonna need a way to like shift the pulleys. So I'm gonna probably put that like here. But this is just like the first layout of parts. This is from a power washer. It was garbage, but I liked the shape of the tube, so I saved it. But yeah. Update you when there's something else to look at, I guess. Alright, so this is the base of the snowblower. I've added a couple of bearings, 4, and 2 jack shafts. This is going to be the high-low transmission. Here's a back tire. We'll just have like a chain from there to here. There's this, which was the main bucket of the snowblower. Now it's going to be the rear fender. Yeah, that's going to be the main chassis, I think. It'll probably be like from here. There'll be a cover with a seat. It might even go into here a little bit. I haven't decided. Then I have this piece. I gotta cut these tabs off because I don't need them. They're just in the way. But this is gonna be what the motor sits on. And it's gonna attach right to there. And then for the tube going up and over, I don't really know what to use for that yet, but I went to an estate sale and it was free Elmo too. So we got an Elmo as well. So yeah, I'll use some of this stuff and see what I can slap together. I've got front forks mocked up. This is just a couple of pieces of plate that I cut, like I welded them together and cut them out so they're identical. I've got brakes. You can see I had to weld this is 5/8 bolt actually, and I drilled it out. The same for, this is going to be the rear. It's got the sprocket on it. Here's the chassis I've kind of thrown together. We've got
This was the original power washer thing that I found in the beginning, and then this swoop is one of the treadmills, completely. And then that's what this is. This bar as well is treadmill, and that made kind of the nice chopper frame. Looks pretty sick. Yeah, it's a little wider than I planned, but it's kind of cool. Bit girthy. I haven't figured out what I'm doing with the gas tank. My best guess so far is that. Sucks. That sucks. The exhaust has to go there. So I'll probably have to find a different gas tank. I don't know where in the world I could try to do something. But that's fine. Yeah, it's all looking pretty good. I'm excited. So I got the frame welded. Pretty nasty, but it'll do. Next I'm gonna start attaching the gearbox like housing to the frame and making them one nice piece. Alright, so we got transmission is welded in. Figured out all the tensioners, where the lines gotta come in and stuff. That's all sorted out and ready to go. This fender isn't attached or anything, it's just sitting on here. I was figuring out how much I gotta cut off to make it line up. And then the front end is just mocked up, like super loose right now. I'm figuring out all the measurements and whatnot. But I wanted to get a rough silhouette. It's pretty sick. I'll probably have to bend the bars forward a little bit. My knees kind of hit them because I'm got long legs. But yeah, it's kind of wide, but I like it. I was thinking maybe I'll mount the shifter up here. Or I was thinking it actually matches this curve really well on the top here, so it could go like right there on the inside, or right there it lines up really good, but it's kind of where my knees are, so we'll see. I'll figure it out once more of the bike's put together. It's about where the motor's gonna sit, and I've built these forks. I just welded them together. They're not attached to the frame yet. And that's because we need to figure out our rake. See, there's a line projected down from our pivot point, down past the contact patch of the wheel. So we got about 3 inches of trail, which is what the distance between the center of the contact patch here and the point of contact for the pivot angle. Which the angle of the forks is the rake, and this distance here is the trail. So I think you want usually a little more trail than 3 inches. But this is about the best spot I could really mount it. I kind of made the frame a little tall, but it looks pretty rad, so I think it was worth it. I got some more. I gotta put a support across here to that side, and then once I do that, I can have this tacked in, and then I'm gonna have bars go from up here down to the corners, and that'll, be the full support for the forks. I'm sure I'll throw some gussets up there and, reinforce it what it needs. But it's looking pretty cool. I'm excited. Really excited to be able to ride it, even just to roll it down the hill, Alright, I've done some work now. This is the main drive to the transmission here.
This is the clutch. This is just like a normal lawnmower. Like, this is usually, like, when you press the brake, this happens to remove tension from the main drive belt on a lawnmower. And it fits perfect right in here. Hopefully that'll be enough that it'll transfer power there, but when you need to stop, you know, pull in the clutch like a normal motorcycle and you'll be in neutral. The next thing I gotta do, figure out where the brakes are going. Probably, I'm hoping on the top side. They kind of fit in the rim, so it should be anywhere I want, really. Depends on how it fits with the rotor in there. This right here is the key to it all. This is the magic box, the 2-speed transmission. It's very simple. So we've got the input shaft with the 2 drive pulleys on it, and then the output shaft, which has a big pulley for the low gear and a smaller pulley for the high gear. When you select either high or low on the shifter, it either tensions the belt for the high or the low pulley. Super simple. It's how, you know, lawnmowers do it, it's how snowblowers do it, it's how rototillers do it, and it also makes it so you can shift straight from low to high without the use of the hand clutch. And then I need to run the sprocket for the rear and put the chain on. This is just not connected to anything. And I also need to cut keyways in all of these, which I've never done that before, so that'll be fun. Looking pretty sick though. I mean, it still looks the same, really. I mean, I figured out this front fender it's the chute, but it looks pretty good as, like, you know, front fender. Well, I'm about to take it on its first shakedown run. Improvements since last time. I've attached this. I've run an exhaust that goes down, and then down there you can't quite see if it'll focus. There's a hose clamp around it, and it cinches around the other half, which is mounted here, so there's a little bit of a flex in there, and it makes it easier to take apart. The gas tank right now, I'm not happy with it, but I mean, it'll get it going. Take it for a test drive.
Well, I'm gonna have to call this thing an absolute success. I love it. It rides great, it sounds great, it goes decently fast. I mean, I haven't actually taken it for a top speed run after tuning the carb and getting the exhaust with a little bit of baffling in it and whatnot, so maybe it's a little bit faster now, maybe it's a little bit slower, I haven't checked, but the top speed I could get out of it before was right at 40. Which, I mean, that's pretty decent for, you know, snowblower. Snowblowers don't usually go 40. I'll take a win in that. Yeah, I mean, it's got a lot more work to go. Like, there's a few spots in this frame. I gotta fix this gap here. Just a little bit of a gap there. You know, it's welded well on the other side. It's got a nice solid bead on the other side of there, but there's a few things I gotta finish. The engine, you might have seen in the videos, it's a little wobbly. It's got a bit of a shake to it. So I want to add reinforcement to that. It needs a seat, it needs to be painted. I'm still not super happy with the gas tank there, but it's kind of grown on me. It feels very like early motorcycle, you know, very utilitarian. It needs a kickstand. I can't really bring an old washer jug with me everywhere. But I mean, other than that, it's pretty cool. Oh yeah, this isn't connected to anything. This is just hanging out. I want to put tail lights on it too, but I think for now, for part one, it's looking pretty sick. So I hope you enjoyed the build, and there should be more to come soon. Thanks for watching.
Fucked it up again. Don't use this part.